Good evening. I'm Richard Cerulli, playwright and founder of the Demitasse Players. On behalf of the Demitasse Players, we welcome you to our next episode of Studio E. This evening's psychotronic play is an existential dramedy I wrote based on my minimalist art exhibition, Vanity, presented at the Barrett Art Center in Poughkeepsie, New York some years ago during my tenure as the executive director. This evening's show will use comedy as a means to take an existential look at our eccentricities, human folly, and self-contradictions. This evening's show will feature Alexa Servo-Didio, a founding member of the Demitasse Players, and also a licensed clinical social worker, taking on the character role of Blondell, and Susan Bond, also a founding member, taking on the character role of Colby, along with a cameo appearance by Ray Pissarro as the waiter. This evening's work is not intended to judge nor cast opinion, but merely to present an existential and humorous work to prove that critical existential thinking can be a bit humorous when presented from the stage, to assist us in straightening the crooked timber of humanity. So please join us as innocent bystanders to take a good look at our human condition by amusing ourselves by watching our frail human condition that we are so often oblivious to. Before we get started with this evening's presentation, we will share with you this evening the Demitasse Players Manifesto and an overview by Susan Bond. We will conclude this evening's presentation with Alexa Servo-Didio, who will speak from a therapist's position about the importance of this evening's theme as it relates to our mental health. We thank you for all your support and encourage you to view our website at www.demitasseplayers.com to review our body of work, and we hope you enjoy this evening's presentation. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Susan Bond. I'm an actor and creative director for the Demitasse Troupe, a not-for-profit theater company. I've been asked to come here this evening and tell you what the stage represents to me. The stage for me and all actors is an opportunity to create. We take the words of the playwright and we craft them into a living being. We flesh out the emotional and physical attributes, and we layer and create a rich history which includes relationships and political aspirations, socioeconomic status, sexuality, and a host of other things. We breathe life into the lungs of our creation until it's self-sustaining. We want this entity to be able to stand and exist on its own. We are storytellers. We want you to laugh and cry. We want you to feel. We want you to empathize. We want you to come into our home, our living room, our bedroom, and we want you to share and experience feelings that touch your heart and your soul. If we can capture you for a few short minutes, this is what we want to achieve. To borrow the words of Sanford Meisner, an actor's job is to live truthfully under imaginary circumstances. If you can suspend your reality and believe in us, then we have accomplished our goal as actors.
Good evening. I'm Richard Cerulli, playwright and founder of the Demitasse Players, a 501c3 charity founded on the mission to write and produce plays to bring awareness to mental health, to help remove its many taboos, and to improve our mental outlook on life. We strongly believe the stage is an excellent venue to teach people about mental disorders and to address these family of illnesses that also impact caregivers, friends, and family. I would like to share with you who we are and why we have taken on this mission to assist a humanity in distress. Before we start, I would like to take a moment to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to all the Demitasse Players, cast members, and staff who have dedicated their hearts, minds, and souls to this effort. To begin with, we are artists, are existential and cerebral thinkers, perceptive and spiritual by nature. and born with an awareness and sensitivity to our surrounding environment. Artists are the conscious of a society whose eyes see life of all its beauty and ugliness, whose ears hear the voice of the mighty and the downtrodden, whose hands touch the mud below in the raiment of kings, whose breath inhales the air of the free and the suppressed, and whose flesh feels both a lover's pain and pleasure. Artists take these feelings and sensations and take them deep down within our souls. We make you laugh, sometimes we make you sad, angry, distant, sometimes bringing great joy, make you feel alone, even make you want to strike out in the name of justice. We take these memories to be etched, to be painted on a canvas, or make it a song to dance to, or write a new play to make you think, or a new form to sculpt, all in the hope of sharing our observations as a social emotion for all to view. The art is not just about the artist, it is just a reflection of the artist's environment. In essence, the artist's tools and perceptions are the mirror of our human condition and our social conscious. I founded the Demitasse Players with a mission to write and produce plays in the hope that the stage would prove to be an excellent venue to educate our audiences about mental illness and to remove the taboos associated with this family of illnesses. According to one government statistic, only 17% of adults are considered to be in a state of optimal mental health. The Center for Disease and Control describes mental health as a composite of emotional, social, and psychological well-being. As dismal as these statistics are, they are exclusive of the 7 capital vices, being pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. Though outside the definition of mental illness, but nonetheless have a negative impact on our lives and society in general, slows our psychological and emotional anthropology. The philosophy of the Demitasse Players is never to divide our audiences by using our performances to promote one agenda at the expense of another, or to use isms or ideologies as a scapegoat for all our social problems, and recognize that one ism or ideology does not have monopoly on right or wrong. We're also committed to expanding our radius of thinking by promoting discourse in all our works. We believe our frail human condition permeates into all our noble endeavors, such as education, politics, religion, government, to name just a few. Regardless of the ism or ideology we believe in, our crooked timber of humanity has proven to corrupt the best of intentions and institutions. By making the opposing ideology or ism a scapegoat does not advance our psychological anthropology. To be clear, we are not anti-ism or any ideology, though take the position that we should strive to improve ourselves individually by raising above our frailties, egos, and insecurities. We also believe that we all can agree in general, humanity at times can be ungrateful, fickle, cowardly, covetous, selfish, and hypocritical, to name just a few. And these characteristics of our human condition slow down our human advancement. In our present human condition, our rationality clings to us like a shadow. Many times a new ism is created to offset injustices and poor decisions by leadership decisions of a previous ism. For example, Protestantism is a reaction to Catholicism, and communism is a reaction to capitalism. This is not a condemnation of organized religion or capitalism. The point being, abuses are more the result of humanity's poor decisions stemming from our frail human condition rather than the ism or ideology. We also find it quite ironic, and to a degree a sad observation, that as our technology advances at exponential rates, our psychological anthropology has not advanced and kept pace. And it may be fair to say we are still in the dark ages as a result of our frail human condition. Though we have made noble advancements and are still lagging behind our technical advances, our mission is not limited to just the majority of the population who are afflicted with a mental disorder, but to all in hope of improving the mental health for all our audiences. In closing, I will leave you with this thought to ponder. Regardless if you are one of the majorities who are afflicted with a mental disorder or fall within the 17% who are free of mental illness, we are all tempted and at times act upon the 7 capital vices and also are prone to be at times ungrateful, fickle, fake, cowardly, covetous, selfish, and hypocritical, to name just a few, proving regardless of where one lies within the statistics and what ism or ideology they follow, we all share in common our frail human condition and distress, and believe we cannot advance society until we all advance ourselves individually. We do not support the belief that one can find security by wrapping themselves in a narcissistic cocoon, believing themselves to have a monopoly on right. Maintaining such an action is a convenient addiction to isms and ideologies one delegates to think and speak for themselves. On behalf of the troupe and myself, we hope we will find our performance of value and have helped in some small and humble way to help straighten our crooked timber of humanity. Thank you.
You're always late.
Sorry. I was getting my hair done. What do you think?
It's definitely you.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
Well, that depends. Do you see yourself as a compliment or an insult?
Will you take off your therapist's hat for a minute and try being a supportive friend?
Okay. I'm sorry. I do like it. How much did it set you back?
Oh, not much, really. Actually, it was free. I used my stimulus check. And they even threw in a designer mask.
I'll have to get the name of that hairdresser.
Testa Capelli. She works over at Head and Hair.
Really? That's cute. Very, very original. Makes me want to throw up. I mean, come on, that's a little pricey for a haircut. Oh, wait, let me guess. Did they also throw in a payment for your Lexus?
They served me cappuccino and pastries for free.
Oh, that's it. That covers everything. I hope you had pounds and pounds of coffee and you took bags and bags of cookies. Oh, and then also a gym membership to work off all those calories you probably gained.
You know, what is wrong with a little Epicurean delight once in a while?
I'm more stoic and existential in my thinking. And when did you become such the philosopher?
Since you started criticizing my hair, you always have to be so practical and by the book.
What's wrong with being practical and by the book?
It's just so boring. You have to cut me some slack. I just celebrated a birthday, and it's bringing me into another decade of life. So you have to chill out.
Okay.
And stop reading and watching all those existential books and plays.
What do you read? What do you watch?
You know, the important stuff. Glamour magazines, the Kardashians.
I would think with your zip code, it would be just a little bit more cultured.
And where do you get your hair done?
Family friend. She's owned the hair salon for years. Can't you tell I always get my hair done there?
It shows. You would think after all these years she'd get it right.
And you would think after all these years something would change, but you were never good with diplomacy or social graces.
My zip code is my social grace.
Your redneck roots are showing through.
A good zip code comes with social graces, beauty, and class.
Yes, but not when it's bought, not when you've paid for it. And also, inheritance don't count.
You have to stop hanging around with your artistic and existential friends.
Okay. Enough of this banter.
Try this
What
soup.
do you think about the
Try,
gazpacho?
looks delicious. The best. My compliments for selecting such a fine restaurant, even if it's not in my zip code. Oh God, get the waiter. I'm going to pass out.
What? What happened? Are you okay?
There's a hair
What's
in
wrong?
my soup. It's gross.
Are you okay?
It's gross.
No,
Get it
hold
out.
on.
Get it out.
It's okay. Here, give me the spoon. It's just one of your well-coiffed hairs. Don't worry. Enjoy your soup. Sit down.
I can't. It's unappetizing. It's disgusting and unappealing. Once the hair fell into it, I can't eat it. I'm going to get the waiter to take it back. Oh, it's gross. It's been defiled.
Let me try to understand this. Because one of your
Thank you.
well-coiffed hairs falls into your soup, falls off your hair. It's gross. It's disgusting. I mean, isn't that a bit egocentric or narcissist? Or all the rest of your hair is just living cockroaches waiting to fall off your head? I mean, if I were to pour that whole thing of soup over your head, would it be gross?
Of course not. It's still part of me. How can I be gross and disgusting?
Well, for one, we could shave all your head off, all your hair off, and then we wouldn't have to worry about living cockroaches falling off your hair.
And I wouldn't have my pretty locks.
Or live cockroaches. Here, face your narcissistic demons.
They're not demons. They're vanity angels.
Let me try to understand this. Hair that falls off your head, which is basically a mortgage payment, a Lexus payment, because it fell from your hair, fell from your head, it's gross. I mean, how narcissistic is that?
It's not gross or narcissistic. It's a sanity issue.
It's more of an insanity issue. Just because a hair falls off your head, it's detached from you, it's not polluted.
Exactly, if it's not a part of me. Therefore, it has no value and beauty.
Oh, so when you step out of your Lexus, it loses its prestige, its
Of
value.
course. Everything I buy brings class to me.
No. Everything you buy brings class to you.
Isn't life just all about me?
Do you really believe that? Do you really think that?
Yes, isn't life simply about living for yourself and doing better than everyone else?
So if we all thought like that, if we all thought the same, we'd all be part of a proletariat, right? We'd all be equals, right, comrade?
What are you talking about? You know, I'm not comprehending your big fancy words. You're trying to confuse me with your therapist jargon.
Okay. Let me explain something to you.
Try.
We have internal virtues that are not based on zip codes, external facades, external attachments. They're based on values, they're based on morals, they're based on ethics, not something you got your hair done.
Seriously?
Yes. Beauty is skin deep. What we can achieve internally is more important than external. Okay,
Run that by me again.
do you
Getting
want to
this.
spend the night of your life with more wrinkles on your soul than on your face? With time, wrinkles are going to show. Hair is going to turn up gray. You're going to lose the battle with gravity. But we can control the wrinkles on our soul. Again, beauty is only skin deep. What are you thinking about?
Thinking I'm having my first existential epiphany.
Hallelujah! Finally! With age comes wisdom. I knew it.
You know, I guess it's true that your fears, you can't feed them or they won't be your consolation any longer.
You fear yourself?
Yes, I guess I do.
When you look in the mirror without your makeup on, without all your external facade, what do you see?
I'm afraid.
Are you afraid of yourself?
I'm afraid that I won't be important, that I won't be envied by everyone, that I won't be a star, that I won't get special attention. Am I not entitled to that?
Let me introduce you to your demons.
So we should face our fear and not let them overcome, so we can
Yes.
rise above our demons.
Yes. Feeding our demons also can be if we're denying them, if we're running away with them. Okay, enough of this. How about dessert on me? Angel food cake?
Since when are existentialist comedians?
Well, then we're either playwrights or comedians.
Well, in that case, I think I'll have my angel food cake topped with live cockroaches.
Good evening. On behalf of the playwright and producer, Richard Sorelli, and the Demitasse players, we'd like to thank you for all of your support and hope you enjoyed this evening's show. I am Alexa Servodidio, one of the founding members of Demitasse Players. This evening's play, written by Richard Sorelli, uses humor to take a psychological view of our frail human condition, specifically narcissism. It uses the stage to educate and also improve our mental well-being. In our current era of consumerism and egocentric and narcissistic behaviors that it could also breed, this evening's show takes us to a deeper level of beauty by expanding our radius of thinking beyond the limits of pop culture and to assist us in seeking the true essence of life. We'd like to thank you for all of your support, and please check out our website at www.demitasseplayers.com.